Well, thank you for joining me on this. So what I'm trying to do is just talk to guys just about their life and why they do what they do now. So I know that you and I had a discussion about some of the rituals that you have and some of the things that you do every day to build your self-esteem and your motivation for life. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about how, as a young man, some of the things that you faced as a young person and how those, obstacles or barriers now allow you to do what you do, which we'll also get into.
Yeah.
So we'll start there just as a young man.
Yeah, absolutely. Chad Gengras, grew up in Avon, Connecticut, and I had an amazing upbringing. I had a wonderful family, son to Robert and Betsy Gengras. I got an older brother and an older sister, and I've been super blessed. But I think what I've kind of realized is that every family has some type of dynamic that creates kind of like a journey for their kids. No one's life is perfect. It's not like this uphill trajectory that always works out. It doesn't matter if you're the richest person in the world or the poorest person in the world, like you are gonna have trials and tribulations.
For sure.
And your ability to kind of have the wisdom to overcome those or learn from them is, I think, your life trajectory. So that's kind of what I learned at a young age. Probably got the wisdom from, my parents, but also it was just kind of like an internal search.
Yeah.
And that's what it really comes down to. And as the 30-year-old wiser person that I am now, I got a lot of, work to do still.
Yeah.
I was like graduating college and I really just started to just feel like something was off.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I don't know, I'm wound up.
Yeah.
And I was
wound up like anxious.
Anxious. So what I felt, and I think it's important to share this because for like the first 6 years of me going on this journey, I wasn't able to label anxiety or depression or obsessive thinking. I just thought it was who I was supposed to be, and I just thought it was just going to be who I was. But once I was able to label the feeling, so anxiety to me, I'm sure you can Google the
correct term.
The correct term, but it's like I had so much head pressure. Like I would just feel like a lot of pressure.
So are these headaches or
in the prefrontal cortex? Yeah, you could call them headaches. And then I would have a lot of stomach pain, or just I was just really wound up. So there would just be almost like an ongoing stomach ache.
Yeah.
I would get anxious around people, not sweating, but just the heart going a little bit too much. And these are all just signs of excitement. And what I kind of realize is you're excited, you feel like your hands sweat, your stomach get a little bit fluttery, your head starts to go a little bit faster, you go into that fight or flight. But if it's a good environment, you label it as excitement. But if it's a bad environment, you label it as anxiety. So the feelings, the internal feelings, the dopamine being released and all those neurotransmitters being released internally, they're both the same.
So a person could literally be getting excited naturally, but then in their mind label it as anxiety,
or label it as negative, label it as
I should be feeling this way,
and
then turn into something else,
and then all of a sudden it's your environment's negative. What you tell yourself is how you're going to feel. And that's kind of where I had to rewire my brain. It's no, dude, you got this. This is good. This conversation that 6 years ago, I would have been uncomfortable. I would have been inside my own head thinking about what does Torrance think of me? What is the world going to think of me? What is this person going to think of me? But it's
so you let that go.
I let it go.
Okay.
Yeah, or I'm trying to. I'm not perfect.
So you had your days where you're like,
of course, dude. Even this morning, I was like, oh, do I want to do this? Do I want to put my energy out to the environment, to the world? People are gonna see this. But it's okay. I'm strong enough. That's what I had my feet are set. I got the foundation. I've been doing this for a decade. Been working on my heart, for a decade, and that's what it is. It's that's the intrinsic thing. It's go in here. It hurts. It feels like you're doing the wrong thing. Your brain is wired to protect you.
Like, so is it still hard for you though? Like when you do have, like you said, I'm already here to basically do this interview with you, and you're thinking like, all these thoughts. So is it easy for you to kind of switch gears and say, okay, don't think about that, think about this? Or is it like, does it take time to?
Yeah, it used to be, and this is kind of the game I used to play with myself, and here are some of the tools that you were asking for. So I used to have a bad year where I was all wound up the entire year, and I'd be like, oh, got to the end of the year finally, toss it away. What a shitty year. And I see people say that, and it makes me so sad. It's like, dude, that's a year of your life. You only got so many. Like 90 or 80 to like 90 or 100, it seems like a lot, but like the older you get, it goes really quick. So to like throw away a year.
Yeah, I hear people say that a lot too. Like, oh, to 2020, that was the worst year or whatever.
I know.
For me, that was never me. I never did that.
Okay, good. Yeah.
But one thing, what's funny is that when I got here today, and he said, "How you feeling?" and I said, "Oh, I'm tired." And he said, "You shouldn't say that, or you should think about why you say that." And it's funny that you said that to me because I say that all the time.
All the time.
Even when I'm not tired, I think it's just like I just say it because I'm so used to saying it.
Yep.
And I guess that goes into the wiring of your mind, and then feeling like you're then tired.
Yeah.
So changing that, so that mindset, which is
yeah. Great. I mean, I used to tell myself I'm anxious all the time. I'm depressed. I'm and it's like I am. I'm at the point where I like to believe that I'm mindful enough, and that's like another thing that it goes into like the internal search is like it's being mindful, it's being present instead of worrying about the future or the past. It's just worrying about now, the thing you can control, this right here. So it's just like, okay, I try to come back to now as often as possible because it's to where I can control it. It's like, okay, I can choose to be happy. Like the last minute, like I was just like off on a tangent thinking about negative this, negative that. It's like, all right, let's bring it back. Like, what can I choose to be happy about right now? Like,
even if you have like other things, like let's say like, yes, in this moment, present moment, you're just doing this one thing, which is kind of easy to kind of, I think, easier to kind of gear your mind to be happy.
Yeah, give me an example. Let me see if I can help.
But let me go to this. So let's say, for example, now you have other things that are happening later on today or are going to happen later on this week that are going to be problem things. So how does one, in your opinion, stay present enough to say, oh, I should be happy right now, but in the back of your mind, you have this other things coming up that are.
Can you give me a very specific example of what that thing could be?
So let's say, for example, if we're having this interview or whatever, and then that later on today you have to deal with a situation with your parents or a girlfriend or a friend that was problematic where you have to address that issue later on today. So and that's feeling like you don't want to necessarily have to do that. You don't want to have that conversation, but it has to happen. But you're trying to be present today and happy right now, but you have that also in the back of your mind.
So if I'm going to prepare for it, like I'm not going to do it while I'm talking to Torrance. I'm not going to do it right now, like while I'm multitasking.
Like compartmentalize.
Compartmentalize it. It's like, okay, like if I really need to prepare for this, like I will make time for it. I will prioritize it. I'm going to carve out 5 to 10 minutes to get ready for that. Because like otherwise, like if I'm trying to concentrate on helping you and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about how I'm going to have this conversation with my parents later and I'm doing all this, like, what do I get done? Nothing. Very easy for me to say, like, and for the viewer to be like, well, screw you, dude, that's hard. Like, it is hard. Like, I'm not saying I got it in the bag, but could you imagine if like that was your desire? Like, instead of trying to be perfect and that like tomorrow you pick that tool up and it's like, oh, I got it. It's like, what if instead, like you turn it into the game, like I was talking about, like, what if that's what like perfect looks like and you're trying to get to the progress of that?
So you write every day? Yeah. So how long, like, about?
Like whatever's on my mind. I just try to get like.
So no time.
No.
Okay.
I think once you turn it into like a time and all that, like it turns into like you got to do it for the wrong reason. It's like what is like my internal being need? Like, do I need a journal? Do I need to get something off my mind? Do I need to do this? Okay, I'm gonna do it because it's in my benefit. Not because like
to-do list.
It's not because I'm trying to do it to be like, hey man, I journaled for 30 minutes last night. Like, it's like, what do you, like, you're going to get out of like these little mental hacks, like what you put in. It's
Yeah,
like if
yeah,
you're
I see
doing it
that.
to like brag and to like go on Instagram and like post like all these different things you're doing and to go up to these girls and be like, yo, I'm doing this. It's just like you're fooling yourself.
Yeah, it's for me journaling. I tried to journal and I did it in that way. I'm gonna journal for 10 minutes every night, and I'm gonna write whatever. But it did turn into like a to do for me because naturally, I mean, I don't necessarily enjoy writing.
Yep.
I'd rather have conversation. Like that's more how I filter my mind. You know, so it's like some people write it down. For me, I'm more of a conversationalist. I'd rather talk to someone, even if they don't reply back. I'd rather just get off my chest that way. Yeah. So that's funny that you say that you know, putting it down as almost a to do. It becomes a burden.
Like I think it's important to form the habit. I think it's important to, like, I'm listening to a book and trying to actually teach it to some of my coworkers. We're doing like a weekly like book club around atomic habits. It's a great book by James Clear, and he just talks about getting 1% better every single day.
It's called Atomic Habits?
Yeah, Atomic Habits. It's about getting 1% better every day.
Okay.
And it's compounded interest. Like if you get 1% better every single day, you're 37 times better by the end of the year. So if you 365 days, he does the math in his book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, how's 30? Okay.
It is certain math he does, but you're 37 times better. You know, and 1%. Like think about it. Like that's not that much. Like I can do 1%. Like I'm used to having to do 100%. You know, I'm supposed to like an A plus is 100%. Like all I have to do is 1. So if you kind of just think about it like that and just make it a little bit more attainable, like that's when you're gonna pursue it a little bit more. It's like I can get 1% better today. I can get 1% better.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, you just it's less about like how quiet your mind is, and it's more about like how often do you bring yourself back to the present.
Okay. So so when you meditate, I'm assuming you're meditating all day then?
Yeah, in many ways, yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's how often can I realize that I'm veering off and just bring myself back to present? How often can I find myself going down a negative hole, and how often can I bring myself back to my breath? Yeah. That's what it is. It's like, how often can I, you know, realize that I'm on, you know, being judgmental, but angry.
Besides the negative, I guess, concepts of it or thoughts of it, negative thoughts, someone may see that as almost like multitasking. Like I can be sitting at watching a play and or watching my daughter's play and you know, processing all these things I have to do. I'm multitasking. I'm like, okay, I'm doing this, I have to do this, I have to do that. Oh, don't forget to call that person. Even though I'm not present and I'm doing all these things, some people may look at that as multitasking. So why it sounds like that's not necessarily a healthy thing to do, especially if you're, you know, trying to be in the moment. So why do you think people would do that? Like, why do you think people do that anyways?
I think we're on the go. The society is on the go. Everything is at your fingertips. You can get any answer, any this, any that at your fingertips. So like we're almost getting greedy. And I think we lack stillness. I think we're always in a rush. I think we're always trying to pursue something. I think we're a very like anxious and gritty culture. It's like you can go like it's the American dream. And
but how about even the pursuit to want to be mindful of the pursuit for personal development, that pursuit. So sometimes that looks like it's all part of it. That's part of getting a good job, part of getting having a healthy relationship. So it seems like a lot, making a lot of money. So it seems like we're all just kind of adding it all in there, even meditation. It's all part of it.
No, dude, it's a very difficult journey. Really? It is. It's a very difficult journey, and I think I really think it's taking control of your day and just like running your day. I think a lot of people. 1 day at a time. Yeah, dude. That's just like a lot of people like wake up and their feet hit the ground and they're on the go. It's like grab my coffee, get to work, sit in traffic, get angry, you know, hate my job, come back home, like I got all these responsibilities. And
but sometimes some people have those like, you know, that 30-minute ritual that they claim that week. Like I'm guilty of that too. I have this 30-minute ritual that's gonna cover me for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? Even though I'm anxious. So let's say, for example, if I wake up in the morning, I'm saying I'm gonna hit the gym, and I read my my apps or whatever, to my motivational stuff, and then that's literally probably for like an hour, hour and a half of my morning. But then the rest of my day is all this stress and anxiety for traffic and all this, and then I'm thinking like that 1 hour and a half is gonna cover me for,
I get it.
for the whole day. Then I come home, I'm like, time to relax. So you know what I mean? Like that happens. Like I've lived that, and into some I guess realities of today, I still kind of do that in a way. So it's like trying to figure out how to incorporate that throughout your day. Like I said, like you said, you're like meditating all day, trying to refocus all day.
Yep.
So it sounds like a struggle. Like,
it is, it's not an
overnight
overnight thing that you're just like, finally, like I got it. It's like you're gonna have to put in a lot of work. Like you're gonna have to do like a lot of research. You're gonna have to be vulnerable. I think that's like you're being very vulnerable right now. Like you're putting it all out there to the world, and like then someone who has some more like experience in that space can give you advice. So like what I would say is like, okay, so you got 30 minutes like done. You have kind of like programmed your mind the first thing in the morning, which I highly recommend. It's like you are like programming a computer first thing in the morning to like accomplish something. But then it kind of just turns into the rat race, the hamster wheel. And I used to remember, like I used to remember that hamster wheel feeling where it's just like go, 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 go. So I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that you can do, like maybe like setting alarm on your phone for like every hour.
Like during the work day.
Yeah. And just like every time it goes off, it's like, okay, take 5 deep breaths. Yeah. Bring yourself back to like, what did I learn this morning? Like why did I do that this morning?
It's so funny because even like so
it's so nice.
It takes process. It takes time because like I'm guilty of that too. And there's days where I'm like, okay, have my alarm phone. I'm like working, and then it's like my alarm goes off. I'm like snooze. Working snooze. Like okay, stop. Like, this is priority right here. So
it is.
It's like really, but it should be the reverse. I should really be looking at that time, like to say, okay, well, I know that I felt that it was important enough to put in my phone an alarm to meditate or to take a couple minutes to myself. I have to actually do it. So it's like prioritizing those things. I feel like
prioritizing yourself. Like it's like you are being selfish, but to be selfless. It's like you are trying to be a better person so that you can serve other people better. Like you are trying to take care of yourself so that you can be a better husband, a better father, a better worker. Like you are not as productive like when you are stressed and anxious, and like it's like I believe it to be a fact. I don't think it's just like. And once again, like I'm not saying I'm there, like I haven't arrived.
Of course. I think people definitely get that, or they will get that.
But this is my pursuit. Like this is the game that I play. Like this is like my journey. This is what I think success looks like. I don't think CEOs and these high level people that are kind of like at the top of their game. I just don't think they landed there. Like they worked on themselves, personal development. Jim Rohn said the best investment you can make in yourself, and the best investment you can make is in yourself. And he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Like Tony Robbins, the guy that we talked about, like all he does is work on himself. Like he goes internal. Like he healed. I sent that to you. Like he healed the boy, and the man will appear. Like I love that, dude. Like that's what I'm trying to do, and that brings the conversation all the way back to square one. It really does all start in your childhood. Like I just don't know what else to tell you. Like
it's so funny because there's some people out there, some guys who have really rough childhood, like something that I probably won't be able to identify with, and they have their journey's going to be a lot different than maybe your journey or my journey. So having those resources or trying to understand how to tap into those resources are definitely helpful. But it is like it's like a lifelong thing, and and also too with nowadays the temptation and everything, like temptation, I feel like helps, like it basically allows you like almost like freedom to deviate if you want, and for anything, like you can say, okay, I'm gonna take these 5 minutes of myself, but then you're using those 5 minutes to go online and you're kind of scrolling at things that you shouldn't be looking at.
Check this out. So, I don't know if you if this is like common knowledge, but I was reading this in a book a while ago and it always stuck with me. So a slot machine, pull it down, And what does it do? Spin.
Yep.
Spin. And I think it's fair to say slot machines are addicting, right?
Yeah,
the casino's addicting.
Sure.
And it's all psychology, like they know what our brains are thinking, right? Is that fair to say?
Definitely.
And you get all these flashing lights and everything like that. Now think about your phone and social media.
Okay.
What does it do?
Similar.
Scroll, flashing lights, pretty things, this. These people are smart. The owner of Facebook, the owner of Instagram, they are very smart people. They are doing the exact same thing as the casino is doing. The scrolling. It's like you can always get your next fix. All you have to do is pick up your phone and scroll. And there it goes. Literally just like a casino, just like a slot machine, Instagram, scroll. They have literally the same exact DNA. Like the way the app is set up is it's scrolling just like the slot machine. Like it just spins and spins and spins and spins. What does Instagram do? Spin, spin, spin. What does TikTok do? Spin, spin, spin. It's like, dude, it is like they're doing their job. Like they're very good at making you addicted.
So, but do you think some people can use it obviously for good?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm allowed 9 minutes on Instagram.
Oh, so you have the feature.
Yeah, that's it. And that's new. Like that was just a couple weeks ago. Because I go through phases of like, I scroll. Like I'm looking for something. It's as if I'm trying to find like something in there. Like it's like, where is it? And that's my point. Is like, put that shit away.
That's true though,
dude.
We do that. But I actually have it on my phone too. But not through Instagram. I do it through like the iPhone has like a
timer.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
Yeah, similar. So it's like all my social medias are under one, but it's not 9 minutes.
Yeah.
I wish it could be 9 minutes.
Yeah.
But I do see like even for myself, like there's times where like I have my TC independent page where I post like motivational things for people, and then sometimes I find myself doing the opposite when I post something, because then like I'm like now I'm in there. I posted something and then I'm like looking at who looked at it.
That's another thing.
Claiming that I'm looking to build connection.
Yeah.
But really I'm like now I'm looking at other things that let's say for example if I see like, okay, I'm saying I'm gonna post this motivational post about whatever, and then you like it and I don't really know who you are. Yeah. So then now I'm gonna say, okay, he likes it, I want to go in and see if I can make a connection. I go to his page, now I'm looking at all his stuff, and then like he has postings of like new breeding dogs, and I'm looking at dogs, so it's kind of like all over the place. So it's like you kind of get caught in the trap of
dude, and that's their job.
Social media.
That's why they're worth billions of dollars.
Yeah.
It's like we are addicted to that. I think another like, I don't know if it's fun, but it's something that people should be aware of. It's like we rely so much on that when I post something, I still do it to this day. Like I post it to get your attention, their attention.
I think everyone does,
and I think everyone does, but like that's so unhealthy.
Like who would post and be upset if they got likes?
Yeah, exactly.
But what if there was a feature where you can like not get likes? You know what I mean? Because I think there is something where like you with the comments, you could turn the comments off. Like no one could comment. Yeah. But what if it would be no one could like? Yeah. Do you think people put that on?
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't think people put that on.
Oh, I don't think. Yeah, I might, because like it's so unhealthy. Yeah, like it really is. It's just like. And I'm just as guilty as everyone else, but it's just like why are you posting it? Is it because like you want people to like you, or is it because you like the thing you just posted? Yeah. Like which one is it?
But you know what I noticed? Like even for mine, like I have two pages. On my other one, it's really like a great archive of like my life. Yeah, like definitely. I love that. I love how I can go back.
But you have the right mindset around it.
I have like a private page where it's just like literally friends and family, and it's just like just pictures of like just my kids and my family, so which is pretty cool. I can go back and see that. But on my other page, it's more so I just kind of like just a stream of like just motivational stuff that really has no concept of time. It's just like there kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I guess people probably do both. Maybe they want to.
Yeah, maybe there's a healthy balance out there. Just being mindful that like it's because I know when I post a picture, like I'm checking in every 5 minutes. Like how many likes did I get? Did I get over 100? Like
who liked it?
Yeah, who liked it? Like did this person comment? Did this person? And it's just like
Yeah.
And I know I'm anxious because I'm normally not anxious. Like I used to be anxious all the time. So when I had like clarity, I'd be like, oh, finally, like I can breathe. But now it's like, I know like my body, like when I get anxious, it's like, oh, there it is.
Okay.
Son of a bitch, you let yourself go. Like seriously, I really feel that way. It's like immediate. It's like, I can feel it like right here.
Do you
like last night
yourself?
I was anxious and I could feel it like right in my like temple. I was like, oh, there it is.
But do you just identify it, or do you get like upset with yourself? How does it work?
I kind of maybe I'm at that advanced level where it's like, okay, why? Like, what are you anxious about? Like, what's more important than like yourself? I know I'm going like deep and like really getting into.
But do you have time to even think? Sometimes people don't have time to think like that. Like, let's say for example, if you're out, you're at a movie, or you're just kind of walking into the movie and you get anxious, like, are you gonna really have that conversation right then and there? Like, why?
Yeah, dude.
Even though you're walking into about to watch a movie and you're feeling anxious and you're walking in.
I sometimes like I just
conversation?
go to the bathroom and just find some time.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's important, dude. Like I'm very selfish to like take care of myself because
Goes back from
if I wasn't present
like
in this interview, like the people listening, like I'd be wasting their time. Like if all I was thinking about was like other things or people, like they wouldn't get like this.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't be able to.
And like if you're gonna go to that movie, like how much are you gonna actually enjoy? If like you're being anxious, you're gonna miss the whole thing.
Yeah.
I know like when I watch like a motivational clip, which I do all the time, I make sure I run over it 3 times, and every single time I watch it, I'm like when did I watch? like that is something new. I learn something new every time. Like when did they talk about that? It's because like I'm like your mind just wanders. Like you're not.
How much time would you say you spend on like personal development? Is it just
too much, dude? It's like
really?
4 a.m. till 9 o'clock.
But let me ask you this: can that even be like a an issue? You think? Like, do you think that someone could overdo personal development?
I think I used to, and I used to like, I used to do it, definitely. Like,
but how about the people who like are spending like just hours and hours of listening and reading and just
you gotta
like
take action.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
action,
I see a lot of that. I'm like, wow, like people are just investing so much time and knowing so much, but then not always applying it.
Yeah,
because
the application is
that's the hardest
everything.
part.
Like you can learn as much as you want, but you can't. And if you can't apply it, it means nothing. And I was there for a while. I was definitely the internal, like the intrinsic person that just like read a lot, but I wasn't ready to like kind of tell my story. But now it's the opposite. Now I literally freaking went up to you, stuck my hand in front of you, and I was like, I want on your podcast.
Yeah.
Like I want to like tell my story. And I feel like that's where I'm at now. Like my entire my calendar is like filled up with meetings and coffees and me asking, hey, I picked up like you said something like one of my recruiters that I'm in sales. I help people get jobs. So I was like, hey, I picked up that like you kind of like alluded to being a little stressed out right now. You said a couple of things that I've dealt with in the past. Let's grab lunch. Like, let me see how I can help you. Like, because I feel like I can give people answers, or I can at least guide people to get the answers that they're looking for.
Yeah.
I don't know what people need. I personally feel like I hear things, and I was like, oh, I've been there, done that, and I have some tools that I'll give you, and you got to kind of figure out on your own.
Yeah, I remember when you and I met for the first time, you said, bro, I think you said something like that I seemed tense or something. For one, we met and like it was freezing. By the way, I probably was both tense and freezing, but we were in like this shop. I was like, I had a t-shirt on. I'm like, yo, it's cold in here.
Yeah.
Let's go outside. But that's funny that you said that.
Yeah, your eyes were darting around, but now, dude, we're so present.
Yeah. So the good thing is, I'm surprised that you said that because no one has ever like said that to me before. You know what I mean? And it's like something that I'm kind of consumed with a lot as far as just kind of processing on my own. But for someone to say, hey, you seem like you're all over the place. Well, you didn't say those words, but that in the moment when you said it, that's how I registered it. But I'm like, I'm freezing. I kind of I'm interested in your story. You know what I mean? So it was and maybe it was it had to be a little bit of that anxiousness too. Yeah. But so I guess like you said, going and just identifying or meeting people and seeing something in them that you feel you can help them. Yeah. That's always like definitely a an added advantage for yourself and for the other person for sure.
Yeah, I think a cool tool to like be mindful of it's called the 95% rule.
95%. I heard of the 80-20 rule.
Okay, here's another one. I got so many different things. It's obnoxious, dude. People are like, where do I start? Like
this is the 85-25 rule. This is the 105 rule. You're like, okay, what's the 95 rule?
So I think it's a good example of like kind of like what I gave you. It's like I think a lot of people have 95% of like the really tough conversation. Like me opening up to you and like telling you like everything, but leaving out the last 5% that kind of heals the other person, or like gets like true. Really vulnerable, like gets like really to the truth.
I prefer the 5%.
Exactly.
I want the 5%. Exactly. Like I'm the kind of person
where we all desire it.
But I'm the kind of person where I go in conversations like sometimes just
we hold back
at the 5%. Yeah. No, but I'm more so go at 5% like to the other person. Like I'm like, okay, there's something you want to say to me. Let's get to the 5%. Yeah. So like, you know what I realized? Some people I feel based off of their life experience or our previous conversations that they may not be able to handle my 5%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like
that's the story you're telling yourself.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I kind of know, and for some people, not all people, but for maybe like maybe for maybe like 3 or 4 friends of mine, I know that that would not be able to. They're dealing with too much right now. Yeah. Like my 5% will take them over the edge. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. They don't need my 5%. Yeah. But true, there are some times where I'm kind of like, on the fence, like, okay, should I give this person the 5%? You know what I mean? So even when you and I met, and we kind of like,
I gave you 100%,
right away, and then like I changed, same with you, like stuff that I probably didn't tell a lot of people. Yeah. So like I said, like those things are like what you said. The 5% is really what people are kind of desiring. Yeah. But what about the people who are like really consider themselves like introverts who are really craving that 5%, but could probably never ever give any from themselves or even kind of elicit it from someone else? Mm-hmm. I there's a couple people that I connect with online, social media, through my TC Independent page, who I know I have an idea of who those people are. Yeah. So I try to kind of come at them different ways. Yeah. And I can still see that I can kind of sense their engagement or their interest, but there's still like that wall there. But they kind of don't leave. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I give them the opportunity, well, if this is too much, let me know. Yeah. But they're still there. So I try to help them, in a way, or I try to not to just say, all right, well, hey, you don't want to give me anything, I'm out. I try not to do that to people.
Yeah, I mean, I was there. I was that very intrinsic person that was like snooping around these pages, and then seriously, like I was in that person's shoes. Like I know it for a fact, and I don't think I really had like my like breakthrough where I kind of had this new like confidence or like this new like calmness about me or this new just like inner love, until I got vulnerable and I just started sharing my truth. Like the truth will set you free. Like I really believe that to be a fact. Like and what's going to happen is I don't even know that many people where I like told them my everything and they're like, you know what? Screw you, dude. Like I'm out. Like no, everyone's like, oh, really? Like that's a story like you've been dealing with? Dude, I had no idea. Like give me a hug. Like I love you. Like that's amazing. Like thank you for being confident in me and like telling me. And like I just think you'll be surprised that the amount of people that are like, thank you.
But like for a lot of guys, it's hard for them to do that. Like just through society's perception of like what we see.
Yeah, it's a perception.
Yeah. So but the thing is like it's for a lot of guys they'll never
don't say never.
Don't say never, but more than likely, they probably would not be that forthcoming. So, like you said, they snoop around, and we have to be kind of observant. I feel like for the people who have shared what they consider that 5%, to be more observant of who those people are who are snooping around, and keep those people around until they get to that point to have that kind of.
I'm gonna be a dick, and that's their fault. Like, I'm giving them the answer, so I believe, like, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not anything, a doctor.
You're a psychiatrist?
But, like, if like if you're snooping around these pages, like you want something.
Yeah.
Like you do. Like you have an internal desire that you're not like fully feeding by just being truthful for yourself and like opening up to someone. Like I don't care if you're the toughest person like on the street, if you're this big dude or guy, girl, whatever. It's like you're lying to yourself. Like you got something in you that you want to share, and until you share it, like you're not going to be healed. Like you're a little boy. Like your internal soul, your internal like being, you're a little boy that's stuck in that like that old person, and like you just need to break out of it. Like I'm telling you, like.
And you're saying the breakthrough is basically just
telling someone what the heck is up, dude. It could be as like stupid as like, oh, like this kid made fun of me in high school and like I never let it go. Like I remember like this kid made fun of me for being like out of shape and like a little bit chubby. And I used to do push-ups like in the bathroom at middle school. Like I remember like the internal hatred I had for this kid because he called me like out of shape. Like I used to do push-ups like all the freaking time. Like literally through high school, like I would go in the bathroom and like, I'm not. And now, dude, you see me 5-6 days in the week. Like that kid, like, is the reason why I probably fell in love with this kid.
Do you still see that kid?
Nah, and I love him, dude. Like, and that's another thing from Tony Robbins. Whoever's listening to this, check out I'm Not Your Guru. Instead of like that lesson being negative, instead of like that internal hurt or that hatred towards like your parents or your mom or your dad, or like if something like bad happened to your brother or you lost something, it's just like somehow, some way, like be like open-minded enough to find the good and the bad and just be like thankful that's part of your story. It's really difficult.
I mean,
it's
I feel like
the most difficult thing to do.
I feel like a lot of this will be difficult for a lot of people.
It's heart-wrenching, dude. I've had like I cry like and that's part of the journey of like going in and like healing yourself. It's like there's a lot of scar tissue protecting you, and that's like your brain. Your brain is like that scar tissue. The reason why you're negative is because you've been hardwiring your brain to go to the negative first. I'm at the point where I go to the positive in this situation, where it's like I find the glass, full instead of
so
like
you're reminding
empty.
yourself to do that.
Yeah, it's just like
it's not happening automatically.
Yeah. Oh no. It's the mindfulness. It's being present. It's being able to like come to the moment and be like, okay, what's the good in this situation? Even though it's really bad, even though I'm in a lot of pain, like it's okay to have pain. Like I'm not going to sit here and say like losing a family member or brother or sister is like easy or good or like you should be able to like click out of it. No, like you're going to go through a tremendous amount of pain and a lot of like hurt and like and confusion and you're gonna go through some like very like hard times for years, maybe even like decades. Like your soul is like it's missing something. But I think that journey out of it is like remembering the good. It's like, okay, maybe there's a lesson here. Maybe that person that's no longer on my life, maybe they did something for me. Like maybe they taught me about joy. Maybe they taught me about happiness. Maybe they taught me about laughter. And like, if you go through your entire life just thinking about like, oh, the person's gone, like that sucks. Yeah. Like even though it's true, like what can you do about it? But like if you can find the joy in that memory, like I lost a friend and I have a tattoo right here and it's a dash, and I have his dash right here, and I wear his clothing brand all the time, and and the dash is so special to me because it's a poem, and it's not about the day that you're born or the day that you die. It's the in between. It's the dash. It's just like, what did he bring to my life? He brought like a tremendous amount of laughter and goofiness and like all these different things. And like when I'm in a bad place, it's just like, or I think about him and how he's gone. It's like, dude, this is what he taught me. It's like live a little bit freer, live a little bit with less worry, a little bit less judgment. Like he was such a free spirit, like living in the moment. And it's like, okay, like thank you, Connor. Thank you so much. Like I love you. Like thank you for this reminder. Like let me give back. Let me give it to someone else. That's good. And that's all great information, man. And I definitely appreciate you sitting down with me, having a conversation. It was definitely good. I feel like it was full. Yeah. I mean, I think people have a lot to kind of process, and this is something I feel like you go back and kind of watch a couple times. And like, what did he say? What did he say? Well, yeah, man. So I definitely appreciate it, and I know that you have your own podcast coming up soon. Yeah, so, you're gonna come on it. Yeah, I definitely look forward to that. So have a good day. Yes, sir. Enjoy the rest of your day, and then